everyone, how are you doing today? Since Anastasia Beverly Hills is releasing the Norvina palette, which is a purple beauty, I decided to go ahead and look into all my palettes and my single shadows and my pigments and swatch all the possible purples that I have in my collection. It is kind of a shop my stash, you can say, my palettes tag, you can say, or just purple shadow tag, you can say. But we are going to go ahead and swatch all the purples from these, and then these, and then I have more single shadows down there. Okay, I hope you're ready. Let's go. We have a lot of swatching to do. Grab some snack and some drink if you need to. Get geared up. I want to swatch purple shadows in my collection to figure out if I can make a dupe for the brand new Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I hope my arm has enough space on it to be able to swatch all these purples. I want to start with the single shadows just because they're kind of bulky and take up a lot of space, and I want to just get that out of the way. So I have two AOA Studio baked eyeshadows. I don't know if that would be considered more blue. I purchased it thinking it was blue, but when I look at it just by itself, I feel like it has a purple kind of shift to it. And this one is more of a grayish purple shadow. So let's get these two on. That does look more blue. These two are the AOA single shadows, which retail for $1 from the shop Miss A. Then I have a Palladio shadow. I think I got this one from Sally Beauty, and it's a gorgeous shadow. It has kind of a beautiful shift to it, and this one is called Nebula. Then I have an LA Colors Iced Pigment powder in the shade Glam. If you want to see all the other shadows that I had at the time swatched, then check out the video. I will have it linked here. These shadows are very high shine shadows. Then I have a shadow that I got as a gift with purchase. It's from Buxom. It's like a dual chromey blue to purple shift shadow. And then I have a NYX hot single called Coquette, and it's like a very light lilac matte. I don't know if it's even picking up on camera. Then I have a bunch of singles. A lot of these are NYX shadows. I like NYX single shadows. They retail for only like $4 a piece. You can pick up 9 of these shades for just $27 with a free palette. These are great deals. So this one is Whimsical. This is an Anastasia shadow called Electro. This shade I can't remember the name for. I'll have it on the screen here. This is an old Ulta shade called Majesty. This is a brand new shadow that I purchased from Shop Miss A. It's an A20 lab shadow. It's called Wonderland. Let me swatch it near the blue. No, it looks more purpley when it's swatched near this particular AOA shadow. So I love this shadow. It's so beautiful. You know what? I'm going to just swatch it here. This one is another AVH shadow called Enchanted. Then I have a Tarte shadow. This is more of a purple, or what is it called? Magenta, I would say, called Rebel. It's a Tarte single shadow. This is a really old garnet shadow that I have by Garden Botanica. It's really old. I don't even remember when I got it. This is an Ofra shadow. The Ofra shadows I have are from a palette, a magnetic palette. They all came in a magnetic palette, and I bought them at my last Gen Beauty, and they don't have names on them. They just were in the palette. Now for the mattes, I have another of these pale kind of beige shades called Undress Me. Then this is an AOA shadow called Perfect. This is more brown toned, I would say. This is a Essence single shadow. This is from their old batch, so that's why it's so gigantic, called Keep Calm and Berry On. This is a NYX shadow called Skinny Dip. As you can see, Skinny Dip is more red toned. This is called Not Today, another NYX shadow. A lot of these are NYX. If I don't mention the brand name, most probably it's NYX. NYX shadow called Late Night Lingerie. Now I have two versions of the Late Night Lingerie. I don't get it. Both of these are supposed to be Late Night Lingerie. So different from each other, right? Then I have an A20 Lab Shop Miss A shade called Enigma. Very similar. I think this could be a dupe to one of the Norvina palette shades. This is an Ulta shadow called Plum Pop. And in this, the final one is called Aubergine, another NYX shadow. And I think this is another dupe for one of the shadows in the Norvina palette. My arm is filling up and I have to go through a lot of palettes. The first is Huda Beauty Wow Obsessions palette. Wows, these are wows. Okay, whatever. There aren't any purples, but these two are kind of mauve-y. Yeah, that's pretty. That's a nice shade. This could be a dupe for one of the shades as well. Let's see this one. Yeah, this is more of a on the purpley side. Why is my camera looking so dark? Is it looking dark or is it just me? But there we are. Next, let's get into a couple of Juvia's Place palettes that I have. So the Nubian 2 has quite a few purples, according to me. Jezebel, Kenya are mattes. So let's swatch those. And Kenya. Kenya is more brown. Yeah, Kenya doesn't fit. Layla. Oh yeah, this could be one of the shadow dupes. And then in the Masquerade palette, we have these two. They're kind of mauve, like purple toned, very close, I think, to the Shop Miss A shade. I love Juvia's Place shadows. They're so beautiful. And then we have kind of a pinky purple in here. It's called Zobo. These two are Chi and Makita. And this is Zobo. Next I have another Huda Beauty palette. This is the Desert Dusk palette. And then I have a dupe for that palette by Bad Habit called Athena palette. So we have Amethyst and maybe Saffron. So let's add those in. This, oh my god, this is gonna be difficult. And Saffron. Okay, and then I would say Twilight, Royal. So Twilight is very similar to the Buxom shadow, but I think it's more pigmented and more high shine. And then Royal. Okay, now since the Athena palette is supposed to be a dupe anyways, but I have Justice and we think I swatched Power, but here it looks more red, so let's leave that out. As you can see, these are kind of dupes but not exact dupes. And then we have Epic, and this is more of a pinky tone shadow, this is more of a blue tone shadow, and I like both the shadows actually. And then Wisdom, again these two are slightly different according to me. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, and I have quite a few videos on that. I just recently did a collab with my friend Lori on YouTube. I'll have those videos linked in the description box below. So in here we have Swag and Wicked. Those two I think would be the only purple ones in here. So let's swatch Wicked and then Swag. Oh, why did I swatch Swag here? Should have been here. No, Swag. Okay. Let me wipe that mistake. And while I'm at it, I think I'm gonna wipe away this one too. Now, while I have the festival palette out, I should swatch purples from the Lives of Drag palette right next to it, because initially I had debated whether I should get just one of these, but I don't think they are dupes of each other. The Urban Decay Moondust palette has only one purple shade. Super high shine. I have never used this palette before because I think I need a glitter glue to actually use these shadows. This is one of my most favorite NYX palettes. I have a video on this one as well if you want to see all of these shadows swatched on the eyelids. This is again all shimmers, and it has 3 purpley or mauve tone shadows. So let's take those. This is more of a deep mauve. I think this could be one of the Norvina palette dupes as well. Now, I think maybe these 3 are purples in the Tarte palette. This is the Tarte's Pro. So, yeah, this bluish purple could be a shadow that is in the Norvina palette. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette, and it has, I would say, this whole row of purples. I think it is kind of a mauve, whitey-ish shade. I'm gonna put it all the way here. On my skin, I think, yeah, these two, this is purple, this is more pinky. This is definitely pink tone on my skin tone. I have the Studio Pro, and this one has one mauve shade, one kind of like deep purple shade, which I think will fit in the Norvina palette. This is a beautiful, beautiful palette according to me. This is an old 28 color smoky eyes palette. It has quite a few purples actually. A lot of them are shimmers. This is probably the only kind of matte, but it has quite a few beautiful purples in here. It's like a grayish purple. And this is the 28 color foiled eyeshadow palette. Yeah, this palette is not very foiled according to me. This also is slightly mauve toned, so let's add that. Finally, I have a few more drugstore palettes and one super high-end palette. In the W7 palette, I have two purpley shades. This purple is pretty. How can I be swatching purples and not mention my favorite mauve toned palette? This is the e.l.f. Matte for Matte 2, but it has really only one mauve shade. And it's a matte, so we need to go like super crooked and over here. And then in this NYX Brights palette, it has, I would say this is purple, this is kind of purple toned pink, and this is a light mauve. Yeah, and they're all mattes. And finally, this is a Natasha Denona palette. This one is number 12. I did share this with you guys recently. I think in one of the looks I used the purple shadow from here. It has kind of three purples. I don't know if this is a purple. Maybe it's not a purple. It looks more gray, I would say. But these two are, and they're shimmery, so. There you go. These are all my purple shadows. So we have the shimmers, and then we have the mattes. I hope you guys really enjoyed all these swatches. I think I have pretty much all the shades from the Norvina palette in my collection. I'm really excited about creating that dupe. If you are interested in learning about that dupe, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned because that video will be coming up next. All right. Yeah, this is what my hands look like after all the swatches. Sad, isn't it? Do let me know if you want me to pull out any other color from my collection, or you know, you want to see all the palettes from like one particular brand, because this has been kind of a mishmash of high-end, you know, drugstore, online only, dollar store, pretty much everything that I have. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.